for joining us today. We're here in social studies talking about exploration of the New World. I want to revisit our learning targets, our success criteria, and then we are going to focus on the final success criteria in a quick lesson and overview. So let me present the screen. I hope you've enjoyed learning about some of the exploration that's happened, and I hope you've had some time to explore the sketch notes and the videos, infographics, all of the items there that I've left you. So our learning targets for this lesson are: I am learning why people explored the New World, and I am learning the effects of the Columbian Exchange. In order to succeed at those learning targets and become a master, these are the things that I need you to do next. I can explain why people explored the New World. I can identify the effects of the Columbian Exchange, and I can assess the impact exploration of the New World has on me being you. So we are going to look more closely at that last success criteria. I can assess the impact of exploration the New World has on me. So it's going to take your brain and it's going to push it a little bit further than you normally would. And to help us think about the impact it has on you and this exploration, I want you to start thinking like a historian. And so that brings us to this poster where Thinking Like a Historian comes out, and I want to explain to you, well, first, what is history? So according to this anchor chart, history is an account of the past, which we are studying the exploration of the New World. Accounts differ depending on one's perspective. So most of the documents that I have shared with you in the research process come from our point of view today. We don't have a lot of point of views in our history, and they're really hard to find multiple accounts. So I'm going to try to bring some of those in as we dig deeper into colonial America. So for example, we don't have a lot of history on the American slave trade primary sources. So you don't see that perspective in the links that I shared with you today. You didn't see a lot of links on women. So we have these perspectives that are different. Also Native Americans. So those accounts would obviously be different. The third bullet point is we rely on evidence to construct accounts of the past. The next one is we must question the reliability of each piece of evidence. So we need to look at the evidence that's brought into our research, and we need to make sure it's reliable. Did it come from a good source? And the last one is any single piece of evidence is insufficient to build a plausible account. So we shouldn't just be looking at one side. Again, when we have time to go deeper into our research, especially with colonial America coming up and colonialism and colonization, we are going to be looking at multiple pieces of evidence. We're going to bring in different perspectives, some different primary sources that we can analyze. So for today, as we are thinking about being a historian, and we are focusing on assessing the impact that exploration of the New World has on you, I want you to start thinking about where would we be today if exploration was different or changed or never happened. Looking at the Columbian Exchange infograph, you can see that a huge variety of items were coming from Africa and Europe, including diseases, and they were being brought to the Americas. And then things from the Americas were actually exchanged into the Europe and Africa as well. So we have this Columbian Exchange happening. This infograph is incomplete, and it does not talk about the slavery that also happened on the Atlantic Exchange or the Columbian Exchange. So you need to keep that in This makes me wonder. I wonder if honeybees came from this other side of the Atlantic Ocean into the Americas. What would happen if honeybees were never introduced here? How would my world right here in Wanakee be different today? The same thing with bananas or grapes. How would my life be different if these things had never been introduced? We can also go a little bit further in our thinking when we're talking about the impact that exploration has on us today. When we think about, the Spanish and the French and all of those European nations explored and came to the Americas. Think about all of the cultures that they brought with them. You can also think about the impact that it had on the geography. So when they came to the Americas, they had to colonize. They had to build homes and ultimately factories and cities. And how did that impact the geography? How did it impact the Native Americans who were already there, who were already established, and that was their land? And all of a sudden, these explorers and colonists are coming to their land and taking over. So there's a lot of things that you can think about when you're thinking like a historian, and how this piece of history impacts you. So I want you guys to start thinking about this history and how it affects you. How would your life be different if this didn't happen, or pieces of it didn't happen? How would it be different if these explorers never came to the Americas? What would really be different? How would your life be different? And that's going to bring us back to our hyperdoc with the success criteria. The last one: I can assess the impact exploration of the New World has on me or you. So think about that today in your lesson. And then I want you to move on, and I want you to apply it in your lesson. So look to that next apply slide, and so you can apply it. Have a great day, and I hope you're learning something new and succeeding.